speakers? Oh no.
Well, off the record. Yeah.
This is not off the record. This is very much on the record. I love all of my speakers equally, and I don't want to pit them against each other.
Oh, now you've got at least one or two that maybe were a little bit more of a feather in your cap, maybe. Maybe.
Really? Most of our speakers have been very nice and a joy to work with. They've all been wonderful in their own way. I don't know if like one particularly sticks out.
Okay.
I utterly refuse to pick a favorite.
Well, I have to say though that one of my favorites from last year's that was actually kind of surprising was Destin Sandlin from that YouTube channel. He actually had a pretty good little spiel there.
He is his YouTube channel is Smarter Every Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can find him, and he was actually I remember having to send him quite a few emails about how it wasn't a joke, and we would be nice to him, and it was really not a big deal, and we're very interested in the science he does.
Mm-hmm.
But he loved it. He loved it. He has nothing but good things to say about us and the Skepticon and the community.
Yeah, it was funny because I remember that I was in line to actually talk to him, and there were a couple people that were trying to get him into debate, and he's like, no, I didn't come here to debate. I just came here to do that. And so when I got up to him, I said, well, I know you're not going to debate me about the atheist Christian thing, but is it possible I could convert you to the Razorbacks? And we kind of hit it off from there, and he gave me some autograph things for the kids because they watch his YouTube channel, and it was actually pretty cool.
That's awesome. He's the only speaker to have ever taken us up on the mountain of high fives that we promised.
Yeah, I do remember that too. He did get a whole bunch of high fives from that.
Yeah, he had a line of high-fiving people.
Now, some of the other speakers, I think I've looked back and seen. I know that you've had. Well, shoot, you're right. There's been so many that it's hard to think of them.
There's so many.
But last year's was really nice. I really liked the convention center where you guys actually held it because it did. You got the feel of it being a professional, conference. It didn't feel like you were stuck in like the back room of a business hotel or whatever, where you're just kind of crammed in, and it actually felt.
It's a beautiful
wonderful
space, and they like having us there. Their employees fight over who works Skepticon weekend because apparently we're all very nice people and they want to be around us.
Well, of course. We're all very nice people.
Despite the baby eating, around the baby eating.
Well, over at
nice people.
Over at that little cafe, I thought they had fricasseed baby, but
one can only hope.
Now, what's the speaker, or is the speaker's schedule for this year been set? Or are you still bringing people in?
Yes, we've released all the names for the speakers, and so we've got 11 people this year, and we're excited to have all of them here.
Yeah, I saw a couple of names that I was really interested in meeting. In particular, I was really interested in Alex Jules from Dogma Debate. That's going to be. He's also the leader of. I think it's the Black. Is it the Black Secular Alliance or something along those lines? I'm probably messing that up. Down in Texas.
I'm not positive either, but that sounds like it.
But he's one of the people I was really excited about. I saw that you've also got Greta Christina, I think.
Yep, we're bringing her back.
That one sounded exciting, and then there was one other, and I can't remember his name, but it was the way that I was able to convince my brother-in-law to come with me, and it's the one gentleman that's trans. And I can't.
Benny Vines?
Yes, that's him. And that actually piqued my brother-in-law's interest because he's also trans, and so he wanted to come and meet him actually. So it was. So I'm going to have a chaperone this year.
Oh, okay, yeah. Listen, Skepticon is always better with a buddy. We highly encourage the buddy system at Skepticon.
And I've heard a rumor that it's possible that a couple of other famous podcasters might show up as guests, or not as speaking guests, but kind of just to mull around in the crowd. I haven't confirmed that, but I've heard,
really.
I've heard No Illusions actually talked about that they might show up to kind of pal around there. So, kind of keep your eyes open for them, I guess.
Great, the more the merrier. Come on down.
Now, you also had something last year. It was called Skeptiprom.
Yes.
Now, what is that, and is formal wear required?
Formal wear is not required. You are welcome to come in whatever you feel most comfortable with. Whether you want to do some cosplay, you just want to wear street clothes, your pajamas, formal wear, Halloween costume, you wear it, you come, you dance, you have fun. We don't care what you wear.
Okay.
And the prom started because I was basically asked to do it. We were asked to. Let me think. Hina Databoy and Ben Blanchard were like, it would be fun, a skeptic prom. And then they were like, who can make this happen? And then I was tagged in that status, and I thought, well, we could do it. Why not? And so, yeah, now we have a prom. Skepticon has a prom. We do it every year, and it is Saturday night. It starts around 9 o'clock, goes to 1 a.m. There's dancing, there's drinking, there's a photo booth. There's
I'm in for drinking.
Boogie and down. Oh, the drinking, is that where it's at for you?
Well, this is the pub, so
Ah, yes.
Speaking of which, I got to sit in and talk with Zach from the Zacrilege podcast last night, and he told me I didn't have enough beer or enough alcohol in my podcast, so I've got to ask if you're drinking anything tonight, and if so, what are you drinking?
Oh my god. I'm drinking water because I wasn't aware I had to bring alcohol to this party.
Well, we usually have a rule that no serious conversation can happen without a 2-drink minimum, but we can kind of waive it in your case tonight.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
So a couple other things. I know you also have a kind of an anti-harassment policy there at Skepticon. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
We have one.
Okay.
We started the policy a couple years ago, and it's important for quite a few reasons. It sets expectations for behaviors. Like, we're not going to tolerate douchebaggery of any kind, and it fosters a safe and inclusive environment. It encourages people to attend who might not otherwise because they're worried about X, Y, or Z behaviors happening and being ostracized or alone when it should happen. Harassment policies are necessary for conferences because we're creating this environment. We're bringing people in. We have to hold them responsible and accountable for their behavior, and it gives us a way to handle anything that should arise. It lays out clear rules that if this happens, this will happen next, and so it's great. Highly recommend.
Yeah, and
harassment policies all around.
Yeah, and there was another thing that I liked you guys had was I think it was like a colored sticker that you put on your name badges. And,
yes.
And the colors represented whether or not you wanted to talk to other people, and so you had a clear idea from the start, who you could approach and talk to if you're wanting to meet someone new, or if someone just was going to be more standoffish and didn't want to talk to anybody. And I thought that was also really nice because you didn't feel like any pressure to kind of fit in.
That will be back this year, and we're going to have not only different colored stickers, but they're going to be different shapes in case you're colorblind and you can't tell red from green. Okay. So they're going to be different shapes as well.
Awesome. Well, whatever the one means, just talk to me. I'm lonely. Help. I'll have that one on.
We'll talk to anyone.
Yes. And last year, I think you had the theme, since it was Skepticon 8, it was a very 8-bit Nintendo kind of a feel to it.
Yeah.
What kind of a theme are you guys looking for this year?
Well, this year we're doing puppies and kittens because SK9 is a puppy pun, but we didn't want to leave the people who like kittens out, so it's puppies and kittens. That is how the Skepticon team brain works, everyone. There you go, a little insight. Okay,
well then Noah and Heath might want to stay away then, because I know one of the things they're famous for is their puppy rape jokes, so that may be something.
Oh my!
There's something they may want to stay away from, or at least keep Eli Bosnick away.
Right.
So, what are you guys' plans for the future for Skepticon? What do you guys have lined up for the upcoming years?
I'd like to tell you we have grand plans years in advance, but we usually just take it 1 year at a time. I really honestly don't even know what to say because we just want to get through this year and then take a break and then get excited about the next year. I don't know what to tell. I think the only thing we know about next year is we have a theme in mind we'd like to have, and I think, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just in case people that want to come, how much does it cost for them to come in and party with everyone and enjoy all of the speakers and the workshops that you usually have planned in and everything? What else is it? What is it going to cost the folks that want to come?
Well, Skepticon is free to attend. If you can make it to Springfield, to the hotel, you are welcome to attend all workshops, parties, dances, game nights. Come on in. Come on down.
Okay. So, but wait, there's more, because as I mentioned, you guys, along with having the great speakers, you also have workshops planned. What kind of workshops do you usually have going on?
All kinds. I think we've had a little bit of something for everyone. We've had everything on like a workshop on diet and exercise to how to facilitate. We've had a workshop on workshops. We've gone meta. Like the workshops are done by volunteers who volunteer their time, but we do have a vetting process. You can apply to do a workshop on our website, and Friday day to late afternoon is when we host those in the venue.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Daryl Ray was there last year. He had a workshop that I wound up missing the workshop, but I did get to get a book signed by him. So
awesome!
I was really excited about that.
He's a good guy, that Daryl Ray.
He is. Apparently, he's having a party this weekend, and I couldn't make it.
He has like these big blowouts on his property, and I keep meaning to make it out there, but I don't have time.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I've had some friends that have gone, and I just have not had the time. And plus, I've got a couple of Rugrats that it's kind of hard to get away for that long for. So,
I understand.
Well, speaking of which, is this event also going to be kid friendly?
Well, we encourage all ages to attend. Childcare is something that we've attempted to have in the past, but there just hasn't been a lot of interest. I mean, it is as all ages as it can get. I think this year we will have one talk that I know for sure is not for children, but that'll be in the evening, and there will be things said, and people will be shuffled out of the room. But you're welcome to bring anybody.
Okay, yeah, that was one thing I was hoping to try to convince my wife to come along, but the thing we didn't have was childcare to go along with it, because mine are like 9 and 7, so it's. It's a little bit young to be sitting in on those workshops and all of those speeches and everything without them just going, I want to play.
Yes, I understand. We're trying every year. We try to get that childcare going, but we haven't found the magic formula or the interest, or we haven't gotten it yet. But we're still trying.
Okay. So if anyone wants to know more information, like how to register, whether or not they want to donate to help out with the cause or whatnot, where can they go to?
Skepticon.org. It's got everything you could ever want to know about us on there. Okay,
and I'll go ahead and include a link to that in the show notes when the show comes up a little bit later on.
Perfect.
So I think that wraps up pretty well all of the questions that I at least had written down ahead of time.
Great.
Is there anything else you wanted to tell the listeners about Skepticon before I let you go for the evening?
It is hands down the best conference you could ever attend. If you're going to come to one, this is it. This is the one.
Yeah, I've heard that. One other question I have you I know you got Jerry DeWitt on the schedule for this year.
Yes.
Have you thought about maybe checking with someone like, say, Bobby Carey, who does the No Religion Required podcast and has the podcast with Jerry called Hope After Faith, to come out that direction too? I know he was really interested in doing Logicon, but we didn't get him enough notice ahead of time. But
well, I can't say that I have, but please don't fault me for that. A lot of people give me speaker suggestions, and I'm only one person with one brain with a very short attention span. But if anyone would like to suggest a speaker to us or is interested in speaking, they're welcome to drop us a line at info@skepticon.org. This year's lineup is full, but you never know what could happen next year.
Okay, and again, for anybody listening out there, the website is skepticon.org. It's another really great cause out there, and it's a good time. The Skepta Prom is a lot of fun. Trust me, I got to see it last year. There's some things that you'll see at that prom that you probably won't see a whole lot of other places, including dinosaurs.
Yes, Tinkerbell will hopefully be returning this year. If for the listeners who don't know about Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell is a T-Rex, a giant T-Rex body puppet, who did dance at the prom last year.
Yeah, I saw her running around there, and I was really curious